Good evening, everyone. At this time, I would like to call to order this November 8th, 2023 meeting. Would you please rise with me for the Pledge of Allegiance, a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here. At this time, I'd like to report on the executive session of October 17th and November 8th. We discuss real estate, personnel matters, litigation. No action was taken. At this time, do I have public comment on agenda items? Seeing no public comment, agenda item number 1.
Do I have a motion to approve council meeting minutes for the October 17th, 2023 meeting as submitted?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Lister. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 2.
Do I have a motion to approve payment of bills as shown on the accounts payable list dated November 2nd, 2023, which is for the period of October 13th, 2023 through November 2nd, 2023, and to ratify approval of such bills already paid and to authorize the appropriate officials to take required actions to make those payments?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 3.
Excuse me, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Before you move forward, could you call Counselor Seitz on his cell phone?
Sure.
Do you, I wrote the number down.
I think it's here.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Seitz, I have you on speakerphone here in council chambers.
Agenda item number 3.
Mr. President, we received no bids, so we will have to table this item at this time.
Okay. Agenda item number 4.
Do I have a motion to advertise ordinance 2023-1409, amending the Code of Ordinances of the Borough of Middletown, creating a new Chapter 27 for the provision of a special fund to place 10% of a positive fund balance up to $50,000 to be placed annually to be used for credit payments and or construction projects to meet MS4 requirements?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 5.
Do I have a motion to authorize the contribution of $2,400 to Neighborhood Dispute Settlement for 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 6. Ken, I can take this. I just want to report back to council that the working group, Councilor Lister and Lloyd, met with the fire department and was able to walk the roof and get a better understanding. We did take some pictures. Grace, do you have those? Wait for those to load here. So what you're seeing is a few pictures from our walkthrough. This roof is the roof that is the existing roof over the, I guess the banquet hall is what you would call it. Are they loading yet? Maybe you could go just a hair slower on some of these.
I was just trying to get to the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can see some peeling here. I'm no roof expert, so you really have to excuse me. But we noticed probably 4 to 6 locations where the roof is starting to peel, some standing water laying, and just overall wear and tear from the other. I mean, you can actually hold on here. You can see like this roof, like if you can see this rubber here to this rubber here. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but you can almost see the difference in the age of the rubber because they're both rubber roofs. So, does anybody have any questions or comments on the roof that they want to ask the working group? And I think Jim Whelan is also here, could also help answer some questions. Any questions?
Jim, remind me, how old estimate is that part of the roof there?
I'm gonna guess it's about 22 to 24 years old. I did not have a chance to dig into the record book to confirm that.
And the rest of the roof was replaced like 5 years ago, am I correct?
That's correct.
Roughly 5 years ago?
And this is just the section that's over the banquet hall, correct?
Yes. Sorry?
That roof was put on before the merger.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Mr. Whelan, who paid for the roof that was already replaced?
I'm sorry,
Who paid for the portion that was already replaced?
the fire department.
How much, do you know how much that was?
There were 2 projects done. One was $22,000 and some change, and I believe the other one was somewhere between 24 and 26, and I'm doing this from memory now.
Because it was done in 2 separate portions. Is that
Yes.
right?
Mayor, your mic's not on. FYI.
Sorry, Jim, I don't know if that's any better with the mic on. Can you hear me any better?
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me any better with this on?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
Was a portion of that replaced in 21? Because according to one of the budget papers you gave us, there's a roof replacement in 21 for 22.4.
The 22-4 document was an estimate that we got in 21, but the work was not done in 21.
Oh.
That was the original estimate, and when this came to the fore for this year's presentation, we had to get an updated one, and that's where the 32.8 or whatever it is,
Yeah, 32.
32.8 came from.
Any other questions for Mr. Whelan?
There's actually, is it 3 or 4 different roofs? Like
There's four
4
different sections.
Okay.
Yes. The newest roof was done when the addition was done in 2013, I guess it was, 2014. The other ones were, again, as I said, somewhere in the 22 to 24 year range, and because of the cost, we did it from parapet wall to parapet wall so that we had an even break with the replacement, rather than trying to seam it from one roof to one portion to another.
Makes the most sense.
I have no idea what that means, but okay.
Mr. Whelan, do you know what the fire department cleared following the gun smoker this year?
All the bills are not, and credits are not in, but we're in the 16K range.
Oh, that's better than projected. Okay, great. Did anyone, since the last meeting that we talked about this, ask Royalton for any donation?
That's not in our purview.
I've actually instructed them that that is not their role to be doing. The borough contracts with Royalton, and we are currently in negotiation with Royalton on funding.
for a fire tax, but the fire department being a fundraising entity, they can certainly ask anybody they wish for a donation.
It is the recommendation that I received that we don't do that.
What I'm saying is they could stand on the road and ask for donations, they can ask any governing body for donations, they can ask any private business for donations, they can ask anyone they want for donations. It's that simple.
Mr. Whelan, how many calls did the fire department go on yesterday? Do you know, roughly?
4 or 5.
And so the first one was the accident on 283
Yes.
at Toll House, which
Yes.
that was what, 11 o'clock? 11:30 maybe?
Thereabouts, yes.
And then roughly what time was the last one?
Well, they went on mutual aid to the city around midnight.
So probably like 1, 2 in the morning,
Yeah.
maybe? Okay, so from 11 a.m. till 2 in the morning yesterday, our volunteer fire department was out running calls.
Yes.
Thank you.
How urgent is this matter in your opinion or recommendation? Is there active leaks happening down into them areas?
Not at the moment, no. But after our inspection the other day, we've already called to have them come and patch the, I don't know if you want to call it tears or whatever the proper roofing term is, to come and patch that in the event that we don't get it replaced before cold weather. And then we get the snow load on it.
So what was it recommended by the contractor that you get this replaced immediately, or I'm just trying to figure out the urgency
Well,
of it?
the contractor is not the motivating force here. We are. When it leaks, then we have to call them and get a service call for, and very rarely is the bill any less than $300. Sometimes it gets up over $1,000, depending on the amount of time and labor that they're spending there.
Grace, real quick,
We're going to get a point of vanishing return here, where we're putting more money into it than what the depreciated value of the roof is. So the business is.
real quick, Grace, are we streaming? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Whelan? Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Council, have anything else you'd like to add?
I have, well, 2 things actually. I just want to make sure that when there's roughly 50,000 left from the placeholder that we put in the 2023 budget? Okay. Okay, so I would like to make a motion to approve a payment of $32,800 to the Middletown Volunteer Fire Department from the Middletown Volunteer Fire Department miscellaneous 2023 account for the roof repair replacement as quoted by H.W. Wilson Roofing on October 2nd, 2023.
I have a motion by Councilor Lloyd, a second by Councilor Seitz. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Do we have any discussion on this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Questions or concerns?
I only have one comment. I will be voting no on this because, number one, I truly believed in the last time I was here at a meeting, and I don't know what the holdup was, Royalton was supposed to be contacted about their contribution. At this point, without Royalton making a commitment that they're gonna contribute more money to the fire department, I will be voting no. Because I'm not gonna spend the money. Yes, I know we put it away last year. Well, guess what? It could be carried over. There's a lot of things that could be done with that money. That's my comment.
I have a question for that. If Royalton decides they're not going to help with funding, are we just going to let the fire department linger?
No, that wasn't the point.
Okay.
The point was, you can't, if you don't ask, you don't find out. And we haven't been asking. We've been pissing around like we do for a lot of other stuff.
I executed a letter that has went out to Royalton.
Yeah, I know you did. I saw the email. Finally. I've been gone for over a month.
My position remains what it was at the last meeting. Even if we're going to say that the fire department should not be asking Royalton, separate and apart from the fire tax, for a donation, which I think they certainly can, then we should wait and see what the answer is to our letter. Not only for the fire tax, but also if Royalton's willing to cut a check to help the fire department that responds to their calls as well. Additionally, I'd like to know where the $16,000 they raised, what is that going to be allocated to? Is the fire department asking you for the full 32.8? Are they willing to put something forward since they had a successful gun smoker? We have an audit that's pending. These are the questions that I wanted answered the last time. My position remains the same.
I have one quick question / statement. Sally, I know there was some confusion on the budget this year, but wasn't the fire department having a deficit? Weren't they?
This year in 2023,
For next year that we didn't allocate for.
the 25,000 that they were asking for.
Correct. And it neither here nor there, but it never made its way into our talks. Was 25,000.
Right.
So where I'm sitting is, even if, okay, for argument's sake, the fire department has a $25,000 deficit that for whatever reason never made it, and we never talked about it. That's neither here nor there. So even if Royalton does step up, that 26,000 would plug that deficit hole. They still have the roof on the table. So I'm actually hoping that Royalton does step up because that can plug their $25,000 deficit hole. So Royalton is, I don't want to say, yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if Royalton steps up, we still have a roof issue. You know what I mean? Even if that money pays the roof, then there's still a deficit issue.
So if Royalton contributes, then essentially that could go to plug their deficit,
deficit.
is what you're saying.
Yes.
I want to make a comment and just say thank you to Jim Whelan just for sitting down and explaining this more thorough. Looking at this, and I did vote no last time just because I needed more information. It seems like there's a lot of things that need done at the firehouse. This isn't the only thing, and it's something that's going to need to be done eventually. However, I still want to see that audit come through that we asked for. I'm glad that letter finally went out for Royalton. I think there's some moving parts, and I think there's some goodwill from the fire, at least from on Jim's end there, wanting to connect and try to get more open with all this stuff. So I just want to say thank you for that, Jim. Appreciate it.
Any other questions or comments? I have a motion on the floor.
I'm with Clue. I would like to have all the facts before we vote.
Madam Secretary, will you please call a roll?
Mr. Fitzgerald,
No.
Mr. Lister,
Yes.
Ms. Lloyd,
Yes.
Ms. Miller,
No.
Mr. Sight.
Yes.
And Mr. Reiner.
Yes. Agenda item number 7.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $260,713.62 from Pliget Liquid Fuels Funds account to reimburse Port Cash for the annual payment to Dauphin County Infrastructure Bank for the streetscape project and other approved items as per the 2023 approved budget?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Lister. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 8.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $863,475.45 in lieu of taxes from the electric fund to the general fund as per the 2023 budget?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 9.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $863,475 in, sorry, showing up on 2 pages. Forgive me. Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $630,000 from the Water and Sewer Fund to pooled cash as per the 2023 budget?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 10.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer from the electric fund to the electric sinking fund in the amount of $150,000 for electric capital purchases?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 11.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $32,186.88 in cell tower revenue to the police sinking fund to pay for vehicle leases?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments on the leases? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 12.
Do I have a motion to approve the transfer of $625,000 from U.S. Bank OPEB fund to pooled cash for retiree health benefits in the amount of $595,000?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 13.
Do I have a motion to authorize the Council Assistant Secretary to sign the Stormwater Management Agreement between Readinger Estates and the Borough of Middletown for 710 Hoffer Street?
So moved.
Obviously, you should recuse yourself.
I will.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Lloyd. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? I'm sorry, all those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? I abstain. I'm sorry. Agenda item number 14.
Do I have a motion to authorize the Finance Director to send a letter to large commercial customers regarding payment of utilities as the borough is no longer able to absorb bank and/or credit card fees for commercial online payments?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 15.
Do I have a motion to approve the special request from the Middletown Area Historical Society to hold the third annual Frosty 5K Run Walk on December 2nd, 2023 at Huffer Park from 7 a.m. to approximately 11 a.m.?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Lister. Any questions or comments on the Frosty Run? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Oppose? With one abstention. Agenda item number 16.
Do I have a motion to approve the purchase of chassis box accessories from Stevenson Equipment Incorporated, utilizing CoStar's number 025-E22-432 in the amount of $263,872, and to ratify the purchase of a chassis through Ascendance Trucks Pennsylvania LLC, CoStar's number 025-E23-577 in the amount of $144,620, with funding provided by the DEP 902 grant, liquid fuels, and general fund pooled cash as previously approved in 2021.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Seitz. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 17.
Do I have a motion to approve the advertisement of grass mowing bids for the year 2024?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Miller. Any questions or comments on the bids? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Agenda item number 18.
Do I have a motion to authorize the Public Safety Director to hire William Manley, Owen Bender, and Anthony Stoya as full-time police officers with the Middletown Borough Police Department at a salary in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement and side letter agreement, conditional upon the background investigation as well as any pre-employment testing?
So moved.
Let me just interject, is this, are these officers subject to that side agreement?
They are.
So we should let's be clear about something, our office was asked to prepare a side agreement where we could advance their, educational costs at the academy, so, this hiring is being recommended to be conditioned, as conditional, offer contingent upon the officers first signing a reimbursement agreement in a form acceptable to the union and consistent with the side letter agreement which the union's already approved, to reimburse that full amount if they voluntarily choose to separate from employment as a police officer in less than 3 consecutive years after the hire date. So with that clarification, I know I've kind of stepped on the motion there, but could we include that? Dan, is that accurate from your understanding?
Do you amend your motion?
I will amend my motion.
Okay, do you want me to read it again with all, repeat what all you said? And take notes.
I'll defer to Grace.
I was already aware of that agreement.
Yeah.
I can give you the cliff notes.
So,
I can read it again, you can finish it.
okay.
Want to do that? So do I have a motion to authorize the Public Safety Director to hire William Manley, Owen Bender, and Anthony Stoya as full-time police officers with the Middletown Borough Police Department at a salary in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement and side letter agreement and
And execution by the officers of a reimbursement agreement consistent with the side agreement that has been approved by the union that would require the officers to reimburse the advanced costs of their education at the academy, a MOPEC approved academy, that's the correct, make sure I'm using the right term, if they voluntarily choose to separate from employment as an officer for the borough in less than 3 consecutive years after their hire date.
and condition upon a background investigation as well as any pre-employment drug testing.
Can you repeat that? I'm just kidding.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Kluskevich, second by Councilor Lister. Any questions or comments on that book in a half of a motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to open it up for general public comment. Does anybody have any general public comment? Seeing none, I'd like a motion to adjourn. We will be going to executive session to discuss personnel and potential litigation.
So move.
All in
Second.
favor? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
We're out of here.
I'm going home too. I'm leaving tomorrow. I can sign this. This is what that.
All right, I'm gonna connect with you here.
Side